Narrative therapy is a unique approach to counseling that centers around the idea that we are the authors of our own lives. It emphasizes the power of stories and how they shape our identities, relationships, and experiences. This therapeutic approach helps individuals separate themselves from their problems, viewing them as external entities rather than inherent flaws. It's about reclaiming your narrative and rewriting the story you tell yourself and the world. We are not defined by a single event or experience. Instead, we are shaped by a collection of stories, some empowering and others that may hold us back. Imagine your life as a book with many chapters. Some chapters are filled with joy, success, and connection, while others might be filled with challenges, pain, or setbacks. Narrative therapy helps you rewrite those challenging chapters by adding new perspectives, strengths, and resilience. By externalizing the problem, you create space to explore your strengths, resources, and alternative storylines. Developed in the 1980s by Michael White and David Epstein, narrative therapy emerged as a response to the limitations of traditional therapeutic models. White and Epstein believed that people are not their problems and possess inherent strengths and resources to overcome challenges. This philosophy emphasizes collaboration between therapist and client, creating a partnership where the individual's voice and lived experience are central. Traditional therapies sometimes focus on diagnosing and labeling individuals, which can reinforce negative self-perceptions. Narrative therapy rejects this pathologizing approach, viewing individuals as experts in their own lives. The therapist acts as a guide, helping individuals explore their stories and identify alternative narratives that align with their values and goals. This collaborative approach empowers individuals to take ownership of their healing journey. These stories can be influenced by cultural norms, societal expectations, and past experiences. Narrative therapy helps individuals deconstruct these dominant narratives, questioning their assumptions and exploring alternative perspectives. By paying attention to the language we use, we can begin to challenge the negative or limiting stories that hold us back. One of the core principles of narrative therapy is the deconstruction of the dominant narrative. This involves questioning the assumptions and beliefs that shape our understanding of ourselves and the world. Dominant narratives can be limiting and often reinforce negative self-perceptions. They can be cultural, societal, or personal, and they often operate on an unconscious level. Deconstructing these narratives involves identifying the ways in which they influence our thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. For example, if someone has always been told they are shy, they might avoid social situations and internalize this label as a fixed personality trait. Narrative therapy helps individuals challenge this dominant narrative by exploring alternative perspectives and recognizing their own agency in shaping their identity. This process also involves examining the power dynamics that contribute to the formation of dominant narratives. Through deconstruction, individuals can begin to separate themselves from the problem-saturated stories that have defined them. This creates space for new, more empowering narratives to emerge. Externalizing the problem is a key technique in narrative therapy that involves separating the person from the issue they are facing. This is a crucial step in the therapeutic process, as it allows individuals to gain distance from the problem and view it as something external to themselves. This separation creates space for new perspectives and possibilities. When a problem is internalized, it can become intertwined with a person's sense of self. They might start to believe that they are the problem, which can lead to feelings of shame, guilt, and hopelessness. Externalizing the problem helps to break this cycle by recognizing that the problem is a separate entity. Think of it like this. If you have a cold, you wouldn't say I am a cold. You would say I have a cold. Similarly, in narrative therapy, externalizing the problem allows individuals to see themselves as separate from the challenges they are facing. By externalizing the problem, individuals can begin to see their strengths and resources more clearly. This focus on strengths and resilience helps to build a sense of hope and empowerment, paving the way for positive change. Section 5. Unique techniques in narrative therapy. Narrative therapy utilizes a variety of unique techniques to help individuals explore and reauthor their stories. One such technique is the use of therapeutic questions. These questions are carefully crafted to help individuals gain new perspectives on their experiences and identify alternative narratives. They are designed to be open-ended and non-judgmental, encouraging exploration and self-discovery. Another technique is the development of unique outcomes. These are small, specific instances where the problem has not had the expected influence. Identifying these unique outcomes helps to challenge the dominant narrative and highlight the individual's strengths and resilience. Deconstruction and externalization are also prominent techniques in narrative therapy. Deconstruction involves examining the cultural and societal influences that shape our stories, while externalization helps separate the person from the problem. Therapeutic documents such as letters, certificates, and declarations are also commonly used in narrative therapy. These documents can serve as tangible reminders of the individual's progress and strengths. Section 6. The power of reauthoring, reclaiming one's story. Reauthoring is a central aspect of narrative therapy that empowers individuals to reclaim their stories and create new narratives that reflect their strengths, values, and desired future. This process involves identifying alternative storylines that challenge the dominant narrative and offer a more hopeful and empowering perspective. It's about taking ownership of one's life story and shaping it in a way that aligns with one's true self. Reauthoring is not about erasing or denying the past. It's about acknowledging the challenges and hardships while also recognizing the moments of strength, resilience, and agency. By focusing on these often overlooked aspects of their stories, individuals can begin to shift their perspective and create a more balanced and nuanced narrative. This process often involves exploring the influence of external factors on one's life story. By understanding how these factors have shaped their narratives, individuals can gain a deeper understanding of themselves and their experiences. This awareness can be incredibly empowering. Section 7. Benefits of narrative therapy, empowerment and agency. Narrative therapy offers a wide range of benefits for individuals seeking support and personal growth. One of the most significant benefits is the sense of empowerment and agency it fosters. By separating themselves from their problems and reclaiming their stories, individuals gain a sense of control over their lives. They become the authors of their own destinies, rather than victims of circumstance. Another benefit is the development of increased self-awareness. Through the process of exploring their narratives, individuals gain a deeper understanding of their thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. They begin to recognize the patterns and themes that shape their experiences. Narrative therapy also helps to improve relationships by focusing on the positive aspects of their interactions with others. Furthermore, narrative therapy promotes resilience by identifying strengths and resources, helping individuals cope with challenges more effectively. Section 8. Real-life examples, narrative therapy in action. Consider the story of Sarah, a young woman struggling with anxiety. Through narrative therapy, Sarah was able to externalize her anxiety, referring to it as the worry monster. This allowed her to separate herself from the anxiety and gain a new perspective on its influence. She began to recognize the times when the worry monster was particularly strong and the times when she was able to resist its influence. Another example is John, a man struggling with addiction. Narrative therapy helped John to identify the stories he was telling himself about his addiction and to challenge those narratives. He began to see himself not as an addict, but as someone struggling with a powerful force. In another case, a family struggling with constant conflict used narrative therapy to reauthor their family story. They identified the negative patterns of interaction that were fueling the conflict and began to create new, more positive ways of relating to each other. Section 9. The impact of narrative therapy on individuals and relationships. Narrative therapy has a profound impact on individuals and relationships by fostering a sense of empowerment and agency. By reclaiming their stories, individuals gain a greater sense of control over their lives. They begin to see themselves as capable and resourceful, able to navigate challenges and create positive change. This newfound sense of agency can be transformative. This therapeutic approach also strengthens relationships by promoting understanding and empathy. By focusing on the positive aspects of their interactions with others, individuals can build stronger and more fulfilling connections. This can be particularly helpful in family therapy, where communication breakdowns and conflict can strain relationships. Narrative therapy also enhances self-awareness. Through the process of exploring their narratives, individuals gain a deeper understanding of their thoughts, feelings, and behaviors.